Warning! The Stone Age Gamer podcast includes a lot of bad language. Cover your motherfucking ears.
Good evening and welcome to the Stone Age Gamer podcast. I am Kris Randazzo and joining me tonight is shocking omission of cool spot, Dan Ryan.
I mean, top 66? No.
Top 5.
Whoa!
Easy.
Whoa! Whoa! Wow! You fucking Christopher Walken whoa there for a second.
Look, I will die on this hill.
Wow.
Cool Spot is a better game than Earthworm Jim 2.
Oh, man. I don't know. I don't care. Either way.
Having recently played through both of those games, abso-fucking-lutely. Earthworm Jim 2 is a mess. That game is a mess. It's time for part 2 of May-nia, where Dan is making me make terribly difficult decisions, ranking Super Nintendo soundtracks. Will Tommy Tallarico pull off a surprising upset in the end? Don't believe what those scratch and sniff ads tell you, because the Stone Age Gamer podcast starts now. Terrible ad campaign for Earthbound. Seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously. What were they
not
thinking?
what you want.
Hi, everyone. It's episode
want.
515. It is the week of May 24th, 2024, and welcome. For anyone new around here, this is the official podcast of StoneAgeGamer.com. Dan and I talk every week about what's happening in the world of video games from a retro gamer's perspective, as well as whatever the heck else is going on in our lives. But now for a little bit of a peek behind the curtain. We're actually recording this episode one night after the last one,
right.
because there's a
so much
scheduling
has
issue.
changed. Things
It's
have
me.
gone
I'm the problem.
pear-shaped.
It's me.
That's
Right?
It's
That's how
me.
the song goes.
Yeah.
It's me. I'm the problem. Yes. But that also means that this is likely going to be a much shorter episode than usual, because there's really nothing for us to catch up on. There's no new news.
I mean,
Nothing new has happened at Stone Age Gamer in the last 24 hours.
I did see a tweet today that said expect more closures from Microsoft, so that's good.
Yeah,
that's something to look forward
that's a
to.
rumor floating around. There was definitely a lot more really disgusting tweets happening in the whole Smash JT versus Kotaku thing. He made,
gross.
over the course of like 3 days, I think he made 8 videos about this woman.
Wow.
Like, that's disturbing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, again, whatever. I don't have all of the information still, because I'm not going to do any more research. I'm done with that. That's behind me. I did. I got to play a little bit of. Oh God, what's the name of this stupid game? I got a review code for this, and I had to recreate a European Switch account, because the review code was for the European one, and that's why the review code wasn't working. This game has the most ridiculous name, and now I can't remember what it is. Let me just go to Nintendo's website and type in Pac-Man. It's the new Pac-Man game.
Okay.
Pac-Man Mega Tunnel Battle Chomp Champs.
Okay.
Easily one of the worst titles I've ever heard. Like,
Yeah.
you could have just called it Pac-Man Chomp Champs.
Yeah,
but they
that would have
threw
been fine.
Mega Tunnel Battle in there. All right, so this is the game that was announced like a few days before Pac-Man 99 shut down for good, which is such a bummer, because Pac-Man 99 was really cool, and I liked to jump in and play it every now and then. Like every couple of months, I'd be like, sure, I'll go ahead and do that for a little bit, and it was a good time. And then there was a trailer for this came out, and folks were like, yeah, you know what, this just looks like Pac-Man 99 again, but it really is not. This is a weird game, so it's like, it's an always online thing, like Pac-Man 99. You're playing against a bunch of other people. I don't know if it's 99 other people, but instead of it being like this, you're all playing this level and you're trying to do these things and hit garbage. It's like the Tetris 99 applied to Pac-Man that Pac-Man 99 was. This is like everybody has their own stage, and at intervals, these little passageways open up where you can travel to those other person's stages, like live as you're playing. And there's like these little missions that show up on top of the screen and say like, eat 4 ghosts with a power pellet. And like, if you do it on somebody else's stage, then you get the points and they don't. I still don't really understand it, because I've only played one proper match, and I went through the tutorial once.
Okay.
The online play was a tad choppy, which was kind of disappointed. It took longer than I expected to get a match. And like Pac-Man 99 was like that. I'd get a match nice and quick, and then once you played it, it was a very smooth experience. This was a bit choppy. But again, it could have just been when I was playing. It was exactly one match. But there's power-ups all over the place and that you can get. The ghosts look different, which I think is kind of neat. They all look like just the regular Pac-Man ghosts, but each one has a personality. Yeah, the orange one is like always trying, not really after you, but the red one's the super aggressive one. So like the red one has angry eyes, the orange one has like sleepy eyes, the blue one has like regular eyes, and the pink one has like slightly angry eyes, right? Because it's not as aggressive as the red one. It's like, so they all have visual personalities, but they're still very distinctly the Pac-Man ghosts. They didn't like add the faces or anything like that. They just gave them different facial expressions based on their personalities, which I thought that was a pretty neat little trick.
Huh?
There's something to this. I don't know. I don't
know exactly what it is, but there is something.
Yeah, I don't know that I like it as much as I liked Pac-Man 99. I don't think this was a fair trade-off, but it is multi-platform. Cross-platform play, which is another reason I thought it was weird that it took as long as it took to find a match, because it is cross-platform. So,
right.
But it's only been out for like a day, so whatever.
Yeah.
And I think that's about it. Besides John just on a fucking dime is now all about Tears of the Kingdom. What? Fucking yesterday, he was all Pokemon all the time, and he's like, "I'm gonna play TOTK." Like, huh? Yeah. Clearly, he saw somebody do something cool on YouTube, and he's just having a fucking ball. He was playing Zelda for most of the day today.
That's awesome.
Okay, sure. I would much rather listen to that than listen to you talk like a. I'd much rather listen to you talk like a Zelda YouTuber than a Pokemon YouTuber, because that's the whole thing. Just constantly.
Still don't want to hear it at all. But
yeah, no, still much happier in another room in the house. But
has he started calling you chat yet?
No, he has not started calling me chat.
That's going to be awesome.
I might just throw him out.
You're going to
in the backyard tonight.
Tell him to clean his room or something. And be like, "Come on, chat.
Nope.
Is this normal?"
Nope. No, thank you.
I'm going to start doing that to Tiff. Maybe that'll be my Mother's Day gift to her. I'll just
call her chat.
I'll just call her chat, because she doesn't like when I call her Tiff. Because that's weird, right? Like, you don't call your spouse their name.
No, every time I have to do it, like when we're in a crowd and I specifically need her attention and I say Karen, it's like really fucking weird.
Right? It's super weird.
It's weird yeah.
I would have to imagine that couples who call each other by their first names don't last very long. I don't know that that's accurate, but I just imagine.
No scientific basis for that. It just feels right.
It feels right. Like if there's just a couple out there, like a John and a Marie, and every time they talk, Marie, yes, John. Like, oh god, this all feels weird. You're supposed to call each other mother and father. Mother. Shit. So, anyway, I'm just saying, Tiff hates when I call her Tiff. Or Tiffany. She really hates Tiffany. Or like when I'm fucking with her, I'll do it the way her mother does it. Does it. Jesus Christ. Does it. Wow. I started going into the accent too soon. Because Tiff's mom says, "Well, anyway," a lot. And Tiffany. Tiffany. And she really, really enjoys when I do her mom's voice and follow her around the house. It's going to be a fun Mother's Day tomorrow.
I have like all of the baskets of laundry still to fold. We just finished watching the first new episode of Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
We're
going to watch it after we record. So
okay, all right.
Because I was letting chat take a nap. So
what's wrong with you?
Had a long day. Chat had a long day saving lives, so I had to let her take a nap.
Day today.
Now
Karen did very little today. That was the plan. It was that's the Mother's
Typical.
Day gift. I didn't get her any big presents. It was just like she's going to some thing. Like, that was all she wanted for Mother's Day. She's like, don't give me any presents. There's a thing I want to go to. It's going to cost some money. That's going to be my Mother's Day present. I'm like, all right, cool. That's fine by me. Whatever.
Yeah, we're going thrifting tomorrow. That's what Tiff wants to do. Sorry, that's what chat wants to do. So we're gonna go.
Stop trying to make fetch happen.
Oh, goodness.
But yeah, so it's just choring all day, and I'm going to be I made challah bread today so that I can make French toast in the morning, and bought some fancy Angus ground beef to make like super nice burgers tomorrow night, and I'm fucking exhausted. I was exhausted last night when we recorded, and I did not. There was zero recovery today.
Shockingly,
I got to bed late.
Doing a whole bunch of
early.
things today did not refill your energy. Weird.
No, I was on my feet all goddamn day because I made pizza today since we didn't have time to make it yesterday because I was at the funeral.
Right.
So we made the pizza today. So yeah, I've just been on my feet all day. I am exhausted. So why don't you make me make some terrible decisions?
Yeah. No, I got up this morning and mowed the lawn because it wasn't raining for like once in the last couple of days. So got up and mowed the lawn, and then had some people come over and do a dog adoption, and then had to call them and be like, all right, so the money that you sent, that's not going to get to me, because to make a donation, it's got to go through the website, which is Safe at Home Rescue, which would be SAHR, and you randomly PayPal'd somebody SAHA $650. You should contact PayPal and tell them not to put that money through, and you can't have this dog unless you fix it.
Oh shit!
I don't know who that person is, but you just made up an email address and sent the money. That's weird. This very easy process we have here. You go on the website and you click the button, and then you send the money. You don't just guess. That's a weird way to do it. But
Safe at Home Ask You. That's it.
That's right. Yes, 100%. And then after that, I had to change the brakes on my car because they were starting to make the fucking evil demon noise, and I was like, all right, fine, I will fucking change you. Jesus, high maintenance bitch. I guess. Which I had never done before. I had never done a brake job on my car, and now that I've done it, super easy. Like, now that I've figured out all of the different, pieces to it, like, it took me probably 3.5 hours or so to do it this first time, and I think I could get it done in like 45 minutes from going forward now. And I felt very accomplished. It's like, all right, man. I did, though.
Good on you.
Yeah, I did. I'm not
going to try to do that. That's my car brakes seem too important to rely on me doing it right.
Well, the thing about it, yeah, I suppose that's true. The way I figure it, though, is that, like, as soon as you start, you test it right afterwards, and either it works or it doesn't, Well, I mean, it could work, and then, like, all of a sudden not, because I forgot to tighten this one screw, and now I'm dead. Well, I mean, I figured out,
but
that
I trust your abilities
sure.
way more than I trust mine. So
I suppose that's true.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It was only one screw because I didn't even have to take the whole caliper off. You can just rotate the caliper up because I didn't have to replace it.
You made that word up.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I really. That's where the brake pad, the brake pads sit in the
caliper.
Okay, that's fine.
That's an X-Men villain. You're out of your mind.
That's Caliban.
You can't fool me. Oh, right. Sorry.
I did.
I love that you knew which one I was talking about.
Oh, of course I did. That's why we work so well together. Is because I am picking up what you are putting down. I did the book that I started talking about last week, the Chowderhead Crusades. Well, not last week, but like last week.
I'm trying.
Week. Yeah, no, I know,
Yeah.
I know. Just we'll edit that part out.
I'm not as tired as I was last night, but I'm still fucking beat.
Still tired. It took an interesting turn, and I will reserve judgment for 2 weeks from now when people hear this. But 1 week, well, no, 2 weeks for us. Yeah, I'll be done by then. Maybe I'll remember to talk about it. If not, somebody ask me in the chat, because it took an interesting turn, and I don't know how I feel about it. I still think it's a good story. I think it's probably worth reading, but I'm not all the way through yet, so I'll let you know. Anyway, none of this matters. Let's get on to May-nia, Kris. We're doing a short episode this week, right?
This don't matter. None of this matters.
None of this matters. Is that my pool? Is that the 4 and a belt? Yeah, it's from the 83 tour. Grab this chick's boobs while they're singing Urgent. No, like we're recording the night after the show that people will be hearing last week, that people heard last week. We're recording the night after because you're not going to be here. You're going to be hanging out and doing fun stuff. So we got to make, we got to get to it. We got to finish May-nia, Kris.
We do. We got to not take a week off. And the only night that I could possibly record a theater near you is Thursday, which means we have to watch the movie Wednesday. Yeah, just there. There's no. We're watching the movie Heathers. I've never seen Heathers before.
Oh, it's a great fucking movie.
Yeah, that's what they tell me.
Yeah, it's legit. It's a great movie. Christian Slater. It's wonderful in that movie. Winona Ryder. It's good stuff. It's very of its time, but like it's really good.
No, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, all right, sweet. So how do you want to do this? You want to jump right in? You want to raw dog it? Just no foreplay?
I mean,
we're just
we've just talked for like 20 minutes. Is that not foreplay to you, sir?
No. that was the warm up to the foreplay or something.
Oh,
yes.
foreplay. The 5 play.
The five play. That's right.
A fucking toddler. Hi, everyone. Kris here. Podcast listening is free, but podcast creation is not. That's why the Geekade Patreon exists. In an effort to help us pay the bills, we've got a Patreon page set up where you can gain access to our monthly podcast topic schedule, get early access to many of our shows, and more. If you'd like to help support Geekade and keep these shows running week after week, head over to the Geekade Patreon page, linked in the show notes of this very podcast.
We are Safe at Home, the leading dog rescue in the heart of New Jersey. Are you searching for a loyal companion, a dog that will bring love and joy to your home? Look no further than Safe at Home. At Safe at Home, we believe in giving every dog a second chance. We rescue, rehabilitate, and find loving forever homes for dogs in need, right here in the Garden State. Our dogs are ready to make a lasting impact on your life. Each one has a unique story, a wagging tail, and an incredible capacity for love. When you adopt from Safe at Home, you're not just gaining a pet, you're becoming a part of our family. Our dedicated team ensures a seamless adoption process, providing ongoing support and guidance. With New Jersey's beautiful parks, beaches, and trails, you and your new furry friend will have endless opportunities for adventures and cherished memories. Safe at Home relies on the support of compassionate individuals like you. Your donations and volunteer work enable us to continue saving lives and finding forever homes for these amazing dogs. Join us in creating a safer, happier community for dogs in New Jersey. Together we can make a difference and give every dog the chance to feel safe at home. Visit our website or call us now to learn about how you can be a part of the Safe at Home mission. Safe at Home, because every dog deserves deserves to be loved and protected. www.safeathomerescue.org.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it to it. I mean, it's 10:30 at night.
All right. Well, fuck it. May-nia 2024, jumping back in, going from the second round down to the Sweet 16, down to the Elite Eight, down to the Final Four, and finally, Kris getting a champion. There are some much more interesting matchups this time around, and I think it's going to lead to some much more serious conversation. So let's just jump right in and go back to the Northwest region, revisit the overall number 1 seed, Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, taking on the 9 seed, Sim City.
All right, now we're just talking soundtracks here.
Just soundtracks. I still don't think this is even close.
Oh, you're out of your mind. The SimCity soundtrack is very, very good. It's just so different from the Link to the Past soundtrack.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So, yeah, I do think it has to be Link to the Past. You know, what I'm really just comparing, you know, 1-to-1. I don't think there's any songs in A Link to the Past that aren't great. Like, I can't think of anything that isn't great in A Link to the Past that doesn't just really 100% nail what it is. And there is one song on the SimCity soundtrack that I don't care for. It's the Megalopolis music.
Sure.
No, not the Megalopolis, the Metropolis music. The Megalopolis one is also kind of weird, but it is such a good soundtrack. It is such good music, but it has to go to A Link to the Past. I mean, like the Dark World theme,
right?
You know, the battling Ganon theme, the temple music from the Light World, and the Dark World. Like it's just everything is phenomenal. So yeah, it's got to be A Link to the Past.
It does.
Got to be A Link to the Past.
All right. Well, we're going to jump over to the Northeast region now. We're going to go region by region in the matchups now. I don't know why I just decided to do that.
I believe you when you say that. I still don't know what any of this shit means. I don't, but it's okay. You ask me questions and I will answer them.
The 1 seed in the Northeast region, Chrono Trigger, taking on the 8 seed in the Northeast region, Legend of the Mystical Ninja.
Oh, Chrono Trigger.
Just an absolute...
No shade to Mystical Ninja. I don't have a ton of experience with the game either, but still, fucking Chrono Trigger.
I mean...
I kind of feel like that might be the one to beat, honestly, but...
Yeah, well, I mean...
We'll see.
There's going to get here... I'll shut up. Anyway, jumping down to the Southeast region, we have the number 1 seed from the Southeast region, Super Metroid, taking on... Fuck, we forgot to do one last night.
Oh, we did? All right. Well,
we really did. All right, so...
this is Wii shit. You're the one with the brackets.
I know. I fucking skipped over one. I don't know how that's possible. All right, well, we forgot to do the 8 and the 9 seed in the Southeast region, which was Metal Warriors. And
I make plenty of mistakes. I don't need to take credit for yours. Like, you make like 2 mistakes a year. Let me have this.
That's true. I am fucking great. So like I said, we fucked this up last night hardcore. Kris really fucking dropped the ball here and forgot to have us do the 8 seed Metal Warriors against the 9 seed UN Squadron. Who you got there?
Oh, shit. UN Squadron.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yes.
See, and I think that's why I skipped over it last night, because that's like not even a conversation.
Like close to foregone conclusion. All right, so what's UN Squadron up against?
So now the 1 seed in the Southeast region, Super Metroid, taking on the 9 seed UN Squadron.
Super Metroid versus UN Squadron. Fuck me running.
Right? That's tough.
Again, the really, really different soundtracks.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the atmospheric sci-fi, just the soundscape that Super Metroid is, and then you've got a much more upbeat driving kind of UN Squadron, but it also
just
with some
fucking rocks.
It does, but aren't there some mellow bits in there as well in the UN Squadron soundtrack? It's not all
I don't know
like
that I'd
fucking
go
balls
so
to
far
the
as
wall.
to say. I don't know that I'd go so far as to say mellow, but there are ones that aren't like it's not all just like shredding on guitar. There are other ones that are more video game music-y, but
yeah, it was a tough call.
I do think it has to be Super Metroid. But
really,
God, I mean, I do because when I think about it, all right, like what's more effective when I think about going into Meridia, like that
sure,
really spooky, or the first time you go down to the Brinstar Depths with the little twinkly, snowy looking bits in the background, and the music just adds so much to it, and so eerie, and so. God, it's similar to A Link to the Past. It's so perfect for that game. And there is not a track I don't like in UN Squadron. There just isn't. It is so good. But as far as like the music...
You could see the UN Squadron soundtrack in a different game, and it wouldn't ruin the experience.
True. I mean, they are so perfectly tuned. They're just such good tracks for what they are.
Yeah.
But if I had to, God, this one really hurts to say, but like if I'm looking at the overall soundtrack of how much the soundtrack affects me,
Super Metroid
yeah. I'm not 100% making that call yet. Give me another second here because I'm like,
we can come back to it, Chris. We don't
need to. I only need a second.
The instant replay up to the booth. It might take them a little while to slow video feed. They're on dial-up still. It's weird.
Give me like 2 seconds. I'm just listening to the tracks here again. Right, it's all really good stuff. That map screen music. The store is kind of shit, but like Frontline bass, so good. I mean, Air Force, both the shit. Yeah, that's the thing. The store music is kind of shit, but like, God.
But that's not what we're here for.
Good.
We're not here for the store in UN Squadron.
Well, the store is important in UN Squadron.
I know it's important, but that's not what we're here for. I'm not.
You have to get through that to play every freaking stage in the game. So, God, this is so close, right? Because, all right, let's break this down piece by piece, right? Super Metroid's title screen, the single piano key,
right?
So freakish, so eerie, so perfect. But then the intro music of UN Squadron is like this low bass and the scales going down and like the electric guitar sound coming in, like it's out fucking standing. It really is
good.
Amazing. But if I had to compare, all right, which one do I like better? The Super Metroid intro or the UN Squadron intro? I almost want to lean towards Super Metroid. Like, UN Squadron plays more to my personal tastes, but like, I look at Super Metroid, it's like, I feel like this is just it's unequivocally better, and if you know what, I feel like it should be better. It's
establishing the mood just right from jump.
And so is UN Squadron. It's just it's establishing such a different mood,
Sure, but yeah.
Oh, this one really hurts. This is a hard choice. UN Squadron is really, really, really one of the all-time Super Nintendo soundtracks. It is such a phenomenal game with such phenomenal music. Yeah, I'm giving it the Super Metroid, and it's really just it's because of the emotional connection to the music in Super Metroid. It's because I think about, the sound of escape, the music, which has become Ridley's theme, that music or escaping from the Sarah space station at the beginning of the game, and how emotionally effective that was. And it's not just the music that makes it that, but like the music in conjunction with the game itself has ingrained that music so much as these like real core memories. And UN Squadron is just behind that, but yeah, Super Metroid.
But it's just behind. All right, well, this one I think will be a little easier. In the Southwest region, the 1 seed from the Southwest, Final Fantasy VI, taking on the 9 seed, Kirby's Dream Course. Not necessarily cut and dry, but I do think you will have an easier time coming to a conclusion here.
You said Kirby's Dream Course, and then the first game just disappeared. What was it?
Final Fantasy
VI. Oh my!
Yes.
Again, it's very apples and oranges here, just in sheer quantity. I personally like the Kirby's Dream Course soundtrack more than I like the Final Fantasy VI soundtrack. But the Final Fantasy VI soundtrack, I think, is legitimately better. Like, I don't think that's really up for that much debate. It's so much more varied. It's so much.
This is what you like better. It is your choice alone.
Right. So I'm not being forced to make the decision which one is better. It's which one I like better.
Yeah. That's how upsets happen.
All right, give me a second here. Give me a second with the Final Fantasy VI soundtrack.
I mean, you've got some real, like, here, and I'm not trying to... obviously, Final Fantasy VI would be my answer. I don't even like the Kirby games. I don't give a fuck about the music. Kefka. Like, really...
Yeah.
You know, like, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Fuck you, Kefka.
Well, you see,
right.
that's
I'm
not the one
back from last week and yesterday.
Yeah. That's not the one that gets me in Final Fantasy VI. It's Terra's theme.
Well,
and Terra's theme in Final Fantasy VI is just...
Yeah.
No, none of it. There's nothing else in that game that hits me like Terra's theme. That whistle that just feels like snow. It's just an unfathomably gorgeous piece of music. It is easily my favorite song in that whole game. I love that song. But when I move over to Dream Course, again, it's such a different situation, but like
entirely.
Dream Course does this great thing where the instrument choices in it are so sharp, and it's got such a very specific, this Hirokazu Ando Kirby music, and it's doing these wonderful 16-bit renditions of some great 8-bit stuff, but it's also got these really, really great chill pieces of music that are so perfectly designed for this game, which is such a great game. I mean, it's really one of my favorites on the Super Nintendo. But, listening through it now, it's as joyous and wonderful as it is. And it really is that. Like, God, Jigsaw Plains, there's so many great tunes that this is such a great chill soundtrack. But not everyone's a 10 out of 10.
Right.
And that's kind of how I feel about Final Fantasy as well. I don't think every song in the Final Fantasy VI soundtrack is a 10 out of 10. The vast majority of this soundtrack is not anything I want to regularly listen to. But, like, God, the ones that hit so hard. And this game in general is so good.
Yeah, it's simply stunning.
I mean, we're also comparing at least what I have on my computer is 61 tracks, and I'm sure that's not even the whole thing, versus like Kirby's Dream Course, which is like 16. So,
sure.
Yeah, it's Final Fantasy VI.
All right. I thought it would be, and it should be. It should be. Hold on.
Absolutely no shade to Kirby's Dream Course. might even like that better than Final Fantasy VI. But I feel like I can't in good conscience make that decision. No
All right. Well, I think perhaps this next one, jumping back to the Northwest region, might be the most difficult of them all. Maybe not. We'll see. The 2 seed, Super Mario World, taking on the 10 seed, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, Kris.
Super Mario World.
Wow. See, this is... I never know with you. I never,
here's the thing.
I figured it would be Super Mario World, but I thought there would be at least a little hemming and a little hawing.
Not with Turtles in Time. Look, Turtles in Time is a great soundtrack, but, like, the Super Mario World, when I that music is just... It lives in my soul. There's not even a whole...
Sure. All right.
It's not even there is that much to it. You know, and I think when I think of Turtles in Time, there's 3 or 4 songs that come to mind, and I love the instrumentation. I love those Konami instrument choices. That game sounds so freaking good. It is really a top tier Super Nintendo game. But Koji Kondo's Mario World soundtrack is so simple and so effective. It does the job of following up Mario 3 so unreasonably well. It's just this masterclass of taking one theme and changing it in so many different ways to make it fit the entirety of the game. That title screen music, the ending music, it's all it's so good.
It's brilliant.
There's not a single piece in that soundtrack is anything less than perfection as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, Super Mario World.
Well, how about this matchup in the Northeast region, Kris? The 2 seed, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, taking on the 7 seed, Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah,
that
it's
hurts.
Donkey Kong Country, but ow. It's Donkey Kong Country.
Oh,
it's not
really?
a question, but ow.
Not a question?
God damn. It's
not a question.
Ambience? It's
not
not a question. There's Guile's theme, Ryu's theme, Ken's theme. These are all.
It's a question.
It's all amazing music, but Donkey Kong Country, you're asking me to pit something against David Wise in general, and not just David Wise, but Evelyn Fisher and Robin Beanland. This soundtrack is so outstanding, and it goes all over the place. It is so varied. And Street Fighter 2 Turbo, wonderful music, really, really great all time classics. But if we're talking about the so much good stuff in Donkey Kong Country, the reinvention of the Donkey Kong theme, right? The old the reinvention of that over the title sequence, the map music, Simian Segway, holy shit, that song is just so good. Cranky's theme is gorgeous, and then you get all this really, really ambient stuff, like the Cave Dweller concert, and Voices of the Temple, Forest Frenzy, Treetop Rock, and then of course aquatic ambience, and then of course Gangplank Galleon, Fear Factory.
Of course.
Holy shit, this soundtrack is non-stop, absolutely amazing. It's just.
Non-stop bangers,
so next,
as the kids say.
It was so next level. Everything about this game was so next level.
Yeah,
and the soundtrack was really it's just one of the best. And I mean no shade to Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I mean no shade at all. There's really great music there, but for me, Donkey Kong Country, no contest.
All right. In the Southeast region, we have the 2 seed Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island taking on the 7 seed Wario's Woods.
Oh, Yoshi's Island.
Yeah.
Love Wario's Woods, but really I love 3 songs and
sure.
that soundtrack.
Sure.
And Yoshi's Island is another one of those I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how to compare that to other games. So when it comes to that, it's going to really be difficult.
Well, I think maybe the easiest of this round, the 2 seed in the Southwest region, Super Mario Kart, taking on the 10 seed, Evo Search for Eden. So it's Super Mario Kart. Obviously. Yeah. All right.
Again, I could be wrong. I just don't know Evo that well.
You're not. I mean, you might be, but you're not. All right, jumping back up to the Northwest region. Let's see. We have got the 3 seed Star Fox taking on the 6 seed Mario Paint.
Star Fox.
Star Fox? Yeah, I thought so. There's just... Yeah. I mean, the Star Fox soundtrack is great, and there's just not enough in Mario Paint.
Yeah, and like the stuff that's there is really top tier. There's really, really good music in there. But the Star Fox soundtrack was so movie, right? It was like such a movie orchestral, such strong melodies in that soundtrack. Really, really impressive stuff.
Another quick one here, I think in the Northeast region, the 3 seed Super Mario RPG taking on the 11 seed Demon's Crest.
Yeah, Mario RPG.
Yeah, all day. So here's an interesting matchup. 2 games that I don't think could be any more similar than anything else on this list. The 3 seed Secret of Mana taking on the 6 seed Contra 3 The Alien Wars. I mean, virtually identical games. Get that out of the way.
They're...
Almost the same game. Like, somebody should have gotten sued, right? Like, it's that. Imitation is flattery. Like, it's that close.
All right, this one I need a second here. I need a quick refresher because, my gut says Contra 3.
I think you should go with your gut, but I'm not making the call.
I probably should, but, it's been a little bit since Secret of Mana, and I know there's really good stuff in Secret of Mana. I know there is. Like, I mean, Together Always is just a wonderful song. Into the Thick of It is really phenomenal.
Isn't that a Backyardigans song? Into the Thick of It? Into the Thick of It?
I don't know the Backyardigans.
No, your kids are a little too young. Backyardigans was fucking great. There's dope-ass music in that show. It just... Apropos of nothing, Backyardigans fucking rules.
See, here's what I think. I think Secret of Mana, I think it might actually have higher highs than Contra 3. Like, again, stylistically, these are so ridiculously different from each other. But I think Secret of Mana has higher highs, but I also think it has lower lows and more of them. Like, Contra 3, every single song is this, like, weird epic that, like, the boss battle music is so crazy. The Stage 3 Battle Runner is a fucking masterpiece. That song is so bizarre. It is so bizarre,
it's wild.
But it is such a masterpiece. Like, that song's out of control good. Yeah, I'm going to give it to Contra 3.
I thought you might. And I think that's the right call here. I'm a little biased as I don't love the Mana games. Never really have.
Yeah, I don't love them either. I've tried, and I've learned to appreciate them. But Secret of Mana left such a bad taste in my mouth by the end of it. And, like, God, the great music in that game, like the title screen music is unreal. It's so gorgeous. But all in all, I do think Contra 3, it really deserves so much credit for being as good as it is, with some really, really smart instrument choices. This is classic Konami, really just next leveling itself. Yeah. It's really phenomenal. I stand by my guns.
All right.
Stick with them.
Stick by my gut. Stand with my guns. In the Southwest region, we have, in my opinion, just an absolute bloodbath. The 3 seed Mega Man X taking on the 11 seed Harvest Moon.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's just not even fair.
Yeah, Mega Man X. Oh,
all right,
Mega Man X is so good. It's so good. The fucking highway theme itself. You don't even have to go past the really highway theme. It is so good. And then it just
beats
keeps
Harvest
being good
Moon.
after that.
Because fuck farming. No, just... Or maybe. Or not. I don't know. Sure. Going back up to the Northwest region, we have the 4 seed, Earthbound.
I'm not touching that one. I'm just not touching that one.
No,
like,
you
no.
shouldn't. That's fair. That's fine.
Leave farmers alone, Dan.
I love farmers.
Earthbound against what?
Earthbound, the 4 seed, against the 12 seed, Kirby Superstar.
Earthbound.
All right.
Love the Kirby Superstar soundtrack, but Earthbound soundtrack, similar to Super Metroid, is one of those, like, there's just so much heart packed into every one of those songs. Even if it's a soundtrack I don't listen to top to bottom very often, like really, if ever.
It's very good, though.
It's very, very good.
It's very good. Again, fuck Harvest Moon. We're picking up what you're putting down, Chris. We got you. Going over to the Northeast region, the 4 seed, Final Fantasy IV, taking on the 5 seed, F-Zero.
F-Zero. Let's think about this. There's so much less of the F-Zero soundtrack.
There really is.
Final Fantasy IV.
That of all the ones of all the ones that has happened for, I feel like this one, just on quantity alone, because it's really fucking good. Like, again, not breaking new ground anywhere. Like, hey, did you know the Final Fantasy music was pretty good? Here's a hot take.
I was never really able to get into Final Fantasy IV, like, but regardless,
still,
I gotta make that call. It's Final Fantasy IV.
Yeah, F-Zero has some really cool stuff, but
it does
comparatively
really good stuff.
Comparatively speaking, it's all right. Jumping down to the Southeast region, we have the 4 seed Tetris Attack taking on the 5 seed ActRaiser.
ActRaiser. All right. See, I don't know ActRaiser super well. I know Fillmore is an amazing song, right?
Sure.
Fillmore is an amazing song. It's a very good soundtrack, all in all. And this is one of those things that's so very different from what we're comparing it to. All right, Tetris Attack. Hit me with some Tetris Attack music here. Like, I'm trying to remember the songs that are outside of my normal purview.
Sure.
There's
outside of your wild-ass playlist.
Yeah. Like, I'm just trying to remember what else in this game is... Yeah, they got the Yoshi world. That's all good. No, I'm sorry. I am sorry. But I do think it's Tetris Attack.
All right.
For me personally, we're talking about the shit I like. There's songs in here that just, like... are such a perfect distillation of everything I like about Super Nintendo music. Yeah.
All right. Well,
I'm calling it.
The final matchup in the second round, we have the 4 seed Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest. Get it? Because it's like a conquest, but not.
But Kong.
But taking on the 5 seed Super Castlevania 4. Yeah, that's hard, right? It's easy for me, but
I know it's easy for you.
But you take this shit way more seriously than I do, which is why you're on the other side of this one.
I looked at something else and I forgot what we were talking about. Super Castlevania 4 versus what now?
Donkey Kong Country 2. It's a toughie.
I'm trying to think if there's a single song in Super Castlevania 4 that's better than Sticker Bush Symphony. And I don't think there is. There are a couple of songs in Donkey Kong Country 2 that I'm not crazy about. There are a couple of songs in Super Castlevania 4 I'm not crazy about. Super Castlevania 4 really drops the ball when it starts doing older Castlevania music. Mm-hmm. Like, I think the versions of, like, Beginning and Vampire Killer in Super Castlevania 4 are trash. The original stuff, though, is very good. especially Theme of Simon. But Donkey Kong Country 2... Oh. Donkey Kong Country 2. Refresh me, iPod. iPod. I'm talking about iTunes, not an iPod. Donkey Kong Country 2.
Let me bust out my Zune real quick and listen to a couple of these.
David Wise does some really cool things in this, where like the environmental sounds were all like a part of the music, like Lockjaw's Saga, where you've got like the water splooshing around in the background, or one of my favorites, Jib Jig, which is such a simple song, but it's so unreasonably beautiful. But then you got like garbage like Swanky Swing. I hate that song. Snaky Shanty is wonderful. Bayou Boogie is wonderful. Schoolhouse Harmony is wonderful. I'm... God, Cannon's Claim. What a great song that is. And like the other thing that's kind of weird, I think I might actually like the final boss music in Country 2 more than I like definitely better than the final boss music in Super Castlevania 4, which is just like, I don't know, somebody's using an egg beater on a harpsichord or something. It's really strange.
It's 100% what they did, yeah.
But
I was
Crocodile
there for that
Cacophony,
when we recorded it.
Crocodile Cacophony is so good. Yeah, it's Donkey Kong Country 2 for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
it absolutely is.
Thankfully, this episode won't be out before you go visit Mike. I feel like
he would understand. He knows how much I love David Wise.
That's fair. All right. Well, that does it for the second round. We are now going to jump right in. We're not even going to towel off. No breaks. We drank Gatorade. We ate a bunch of peanuts and granola bars and fucking trail mix. We're ready.
I've got
Sweet 16. Sweet 16, Kris. The 1 seed, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, taking on the 4 seed, Earthbound.
It's a Link to the Past.
Yeah. I'm very excited.
I'm gonna get some hate for that. I'm sure there are some of our listeners that are going to tell me that I am fucking insane, and they're not wrong to do that, because
it could go either way. Right? This is one of those matchups that's pretty. There you go. There it is. Check.
Yeah.
We both got it in there.
Day,
it is what it is.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
There are a lot of songs on the Earthbound soundtrack that I don't really care for listening to.
Tread carefully.
It's
Earthbound fans are like Taylor Swift fans. Like, you got to be fucking careful, man.
They work very, very well in the confines of the game. They are extremely effective in the game themselves. But yeah, for my personal tastes, I still lean towards Link to the Past. And I mean, no disrespect to I don't ever want to hear Paula's theme. Like, I just don't ever want to hear that song. There's a lot of really weird off-kilter stuff.
I didn't want to like put out the behind the curtain stuff, but you said earlier tonight you were like, so much disrespect to Earthbound. I'm going to say I mean no disrespect, but I'm being very disrespectful when I say that.
But like Winters,
I agree with you 100%.
Winters is wonderful. I love Tucson. It's such a great song. There's so many amazing songs in the Earthbound soundtrack. But for my personal taste, I gotta lean with Link to the Past.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right. Jumping over to the Northeast region, a juicy matchup that I think ultimately ends the only way it could end. The 1 seed, Chrono Trigger, taking on the 4 seed, Final Fantasy IV.
Oh, Chrono Trigger.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good matchup.
Yeah, sure. It's Chrono Trigger.
It's Chrono Trigger. Yeah. All right. This one, I don't think is going to be all that hard for you, but maybe. The 1 seed, Super Metroid in the Southeast region, taking on the 4 seed, Tetris Attack.
Super Metroid, yeah.
Yeah. Not the best matchup, but Tetris Attack had a pretty good run. Getting up to the Sweet 16.
It had a very good run.
That's not bad.
Anybody who has not given that soundtrack a shot Absolutely should. There's some just unreasonably good music in that.
All right. In the Southwest region, the 1 seed, Final Fantasy VI, taking on the 4 seed, Donkey Kong Country 2.
Oh, 6 versus Country 2.
Yeah. That's harder. 6 is a better soundtrack than 4, I think.
As far I concur.
I don't think that's too hot of a take.
I'm going to still say 6.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's not. That's like that. I could change that answer to. I could argue myself into the sun on that one. There are things about the Donkey Kong Country 2 soundtrack that don't bother me in the Final Fantasy VI soundtrack. So yeah, I think that's where I'm at. That's what my heart's telling me. That's what I'm sticking with.
All right. Going back up to the Northwest region, we have the 2 seed Super Mario World taking on the 3 seed Star Fox.
Ooh.
I mean, I still think that one's pretty cut and dry, though. You say ooh.
What do you think? What do you think's cut and dry? I'm very curious what your opinion on that is.
Super Mario World. I don't think it's even very close. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. Star Fox has such a Star Fox.
It does.
That main theme in Star Fox is such
real
a
good.
Perfect piece of music.
But you're talking like an all-time like
Corneria. I don't know, man. I don't know.
All right.
That's rough. I mean, like, look, Super Mario World. You heard me talk about it before. It's an amazingly wonderful, simple soundtrack. Right? It does exactly what it needs to do, and it does it very well. It's very effective with very little.
Yeah.
Star Fox, though, was one of those things that really, really, it took its composition so seriously. It was like, I'm not using that word right. It's like it is written like a movie score. But it's also like written like a movie score by way of video games, but not in the way that sounds like Super Star Wars or something like that, with a lot of over reliance on things like timpani and cheap string sounds. Like, it doesn't do that. It's such an intelligently written soundtrack with some wild influences, but that central theme, and I think that's really what it boils down to, is that both of those games, Super Mario World and Star Fox, both have strong central themes that all the other music calls back to. And if I had to choose between which central theme I like better, I think I got to go Star Fox.
Oh, that is, I think, quite surprising.
Now, if you're asking which game I like better, it's Super Mario World. But if we're just talking the music, yeah, I have more of an affinity for that Star Fox soundtrack than I think most people do. I think it's just really, really outstanding.
All right. Well, going over to the Northeast region, we have the 3 seed Super Mario RPG taking on the 7 seed. I mean, it's just one of your favorites of all time, Donkey Kong Country.
Mario RPG versus Donkey Kong Country. Ow.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, it's a
tough one.
Might be Mario RPG. But, geez, it might be. But it might be... Donkey Kong Country is one of those things that's like... All right, are there songs I don't like in Donkey Kong Country? Not really. Are there songs I don't like in Mario RPG? Also kind of not really.
Right.
So the question really comes down to, is it the stuff that I like in Donkey Kong Country, do I like it more than I like the stuff in especially specifically the 16-bit version of Mario RPG? Oh boy. This is, I think, the toughest one I've had to think about yet.
Give it time. We're getting there.
It's such a disparity in number of tracks, too, I think. Let's see. Mario RPG, I think, has... Is there, like, In the Flower Garden... I really don't like that Bowser's Castle music. I really don't. Road is Full of Dangers. The battle music is so good. Fighting against monsters. The boss music is so good. Oh, man. Now, if I'm pitting this absolute glory, including a song from Final Fantasy IV, up against Donkey Kong Country, which is just one of my favorites ever of anything. I love Donkey Kong Country music. I bought the Sam Miller remasters on vinyl. Like,
yeah.
First, I think it's got to be. I think it's got to be Mario RPG. Oh God, that hurts. I hate saying that. I hate that. And because I mean, as much as I adore Mario RPG, I do think I overall like Donkey Kong Country as a game better. And God, every song in that thing is so good. But there's also like a handful of tracks that are like just, noise.
Sure. All right, well.
Oh, but like hold on. Hold on, because I just remembered the bonus theme music. I just remembered Ice Cave Chant. And it's like...
Your mom's an Ice Cave Chant.
Oh, nailed it. You got me. Got him.
Burn.
You got him, Rick.
Sick burn.
Oh. Yeah, there are little things in here. There are little things about the instrumentation in Mario RPG that sometimes hold it back. And like, here we are comparing among the like we're talking Yoko Shimomura and David Wise. Yeah. Right? Now, obviously there are other aspects involved in both those things, like Shimomura is redoing a bunch of Koji Kondo music in certain places, while David Wise was also working with Evelyn Fisher and Robert Beadland, right? So it's not exclusively them, but like that bonus music, like when I think about there is no right answer here. There is no right answer. It's nothing but wrong answers.
But you got to pick one.
I have to pick one because you can pick your friends and you can pick your nose, but you can't pick between Donkey Kong Country and Mario RPG. I'm calling an audible. It's Donkey Kong Country. I'm sticking with it. It's Donkey Kong Country. God damn it, it's Donkey Kong Country.
We went to the review. The fucking play is overturned.
I'm overturning it. Yep.
There's a fucking violation in the
Phillies
paint.
Win today?
Oh yeah.
I forgot to check on the score. Yeah, they did. Go Phillies. Ooh, the Yankees got the shit beat out of them.
They really did. Yeah, the Rays do that to the Yankees frequently, and it is very disappointing because, it's a garbage place. Tampa Bay Tropicana Stadium. It's a fucking horrible.
I know because it's Florida, they're talking about like stingrays, but I really just want it to be a baseball team of nothing but dudes named Ray.
That'd be nice,
I want them
right?
to literally be the Tampa Bay Rays. Like, I want that to be literal. Yeah. And it's not, and therefore I hate them. It's Donkey Kong Country.
All right.
That's what my heart is going with.
Jumping down to the southeast region, Chris, we have the 2 seed Super Mario World, Yoshi's Island, taking on the 3 seed. Was it the 3 seed? It doesn't fucking matter. The 6 seed Contra 3, The Alien War.
Multiple.
Yes.
Which is bullshit because it really was just the one, right? There weren't multiple wars in that game. Yeah. It was just the one.
No, it's the Alien Wars.
I mean, yeah, it's Yoshi's Island.
Okay.
I was just thinking about the weird way you said that. But no, it's for me it's Yoshi's Island. Lots of love for Contra 3 soundtrack, but
I think
Yoshi's
that's
Island
probably
is
the right call. Yeah.
fucking magic. That game is unbelievable.
Yeah, it feels like the right call. All right, the Southwest region, the final matchup here in the Sweet 16, the 2-seed Super Mario Kart taking on the 3-seed Mega Man X.
Mega Man X.
Yep.
Mega Man X.
And
love me some Mario Kart, but it's not even close.
Yeah. All right, well, the Sweet 16 is done. We are down to the Elite 8. Chris, we are getting down to the nitty-gritty. There are some juicy matchups here. In the Northwest region. I can't talk when we do 2 podcasts in a row. The Northwest region, the 1-seed, sticking like just fucking so good. Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past, taking on the 3-seed, Star Fox.
Yeah, Link to the Past.
Yeah. LTTP for me. And I'm so happy you changed it to Donkey Kong Country, because now you have to eliminate it here, because in the Northeast region you have the 7-seed Donkey Kong Country taking on the 1-seed Chrono Trigger.
Sorry, I know what the answer is. I just need a minute to get it together to say it. I need a minute to actually say these words. I love Chrono Trigger. I really do. It's Chrono Trigger, but wow.
Yeah.
Fuck me running.
Yeah, I mean, that's... Yeah. All right, Southeast region. The 1-seed Super Metroid taking on the 2-seed Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island.
Okay. Think about this. Super Metroid. Mm-hmm. Love. Yoshi's Island. Also love.
Yeah. Big love.
Mm-hmm. I need to look at Yoshi's Island here. I need a quick refresher. No, could you stop that, iTunes? Yoshi's Island. The story, the music box is how it starts. I love the title screen music. The map music obviously is great. Flower Garden is an all-time song. Athletic. Mm-hmm. See, now I want to play Super Metroid with the Yoshi's Island soundtrack.
I was just going to say, I'm trying to picture that as you're like running and fucking that starts playing as soon as Ridley shows up. Like, whoa, this is a very different, it's a different feel.
I think it's Yoshi's Island. Yeah. I'm going to go with Yoshi's Island. Like, it's really close. Again, because they're so different. They're such different soundtracks.
Yeah.
But
I do think that's the right call. I do.
Yeah.
All right. The 1-seed in the Southwest region, Final Fantasy VI, taking on the 3-seed, Mega Man X.
Mega Man X.
Yeah. I mean, I think there would be people that would be upset with the quickness with which you delivered your verdict.
What did I just kill for Mega Man X?
Final Fantasy VI.
Yeah, again. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'll do it again. Mega Man X.
I'll do it.
I'm sorry. I apologize. There's some really top tier music we've just talked about.
Yeah.
The music in Final Fantasy VI, but no, I'm sorry. Just Mega Man, that highway stage music. It's one of the most perfect pieces of music I think just to ever come out of a Super Nintendo. I know this one is a weird thing to think of. It's like one of the more memorable things with that password music from Mega Man X. It's such a cute, goofy little song, but I swear it just gets me right in the heart every single time. Zero's theme, that ending music, fucking Spark, fuck Mothering Mandrill. Come on. That song, there's no ass left for it to kick, so it starts kicking crotches. It's just like, I'm all out of ass. There's got to be something else for me to kick. It kicks everything, head to toe. It's so good. So good. Sorry, Final Fantasy VI, but no.
All right, well, moving over to the Eastern region for the Final Four, Chris. We are down to 4. It's coming down to the wire. Teams are tired. The fucking announcers are tired. We're almost there. The 1 seed in the Northeast region, Chrono Trigger, taking on the 2 seed from the Southeast region, Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island.
All right. Think. Yoshi's Island is so good. Does it beat Chrono Trigger's music?
Mega Man. Sorry, this is stuck in my head now. Nothing else is getting in there.
Super fighting robot. Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger.
Oh my god, that cartoon's so weird. All right. Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger's so good. Yoshi's Island is so good. But they're so good in so different directions.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, there's a handful of songs in the Chrono Trigger soundtrack that I just don't like. And I don't like the castle theme. I'm sorry, I don't. That doesn't do it for me.
You don't have to apologize to me.
The overworld map music, the fucking Epoch music, Magus' theme. Oh.
Omegas Man. Omegas Man.
Frog's theme, Robo's theme. Oh.
Robo Man.
Yeah, it's still Chrono Trigger.
Still Chrono Trigger. All right.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one because, like, I don't think there are any songs in Yoshi's Island that I don't really like, and there are songs like Chrono Trigger soundtrack that I don't like, but the highs in that Chrono Trigger soundtrack are just too high. That is real hard to overcome.
Then I got high. Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Wow.
All right, well, jumping over to the western side, Chris, we have the 1 seed from the Northwest region, Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, taking on the 3 seed from the Southwest region, Mega Man X.
I think that's the Blue Bomber. I think that's Mega Man X.
Whoa! Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry, let me just I'm just running through everything through my head. Wow. You know what? I think what really pushes Mega Man X over in that one, because again, 2 very different kinds of soundtracks, right? But if I'm comparing the areas that they both have similarities, like the boss music in general in Mega Man X, I think that tune really, really seriously overpowers the boss music in A Link to the Past, which is really just, it's a bit too repetitive and straightforward, especially since some of the boss battles tend to last as long as they do. That should have been a much longer loop, whereas in the boss battles in Mega Man X, that just does not stop. It doesn't calm down. It's just, it's fucking phenomenal. The Sigma final boss music, the ending music, I do like the end. All with the exception of the staff roll. The ending, there's the ending 1 and ending 2. Both of those tunes, I think, work better than the super long staff roll music from A Link to the Past. It's incredibly close. There is more music in X, but I think the X music, it just does it a little bit better. So I'm sticking with Mega Man X.
Ooh, all right. Well, then that brings us down, Chris, to the championship matchup. The aforementioned Mega Man X, the 3 seed, taking on the 1 seed, Chrono Trigger.
Oh boy,
who you got?
It's Chrono Trigger. It's Cool Spot, Dan. That's the answer. It's fucking Cool Spot.
Now, when I was putting this list together, I really thought that we were going to be having a conversation here about A Link to the Past versus Chrono Trigger. I thought that's the way that this would play out. I can't argue with you on Mega Man X. It is a really, really good soundtrack. But Chrono Trigger is... it's just something else.
Yeah, Chrono Trigger was one of those lightning in a bottle situations. It's like, even when it's not perfect, it's more than the sum of its parts. Like, that soundtrack is out of this world. It's really something else.
I don't know. So, yeah. I don't know that we properly appreciate Chrono Trigger. Like, I know it is
like on this show?
No. Like, I'm just kind of saying in general. Like, I know it's a beloved game and all of that. Sure, but I don't know that it is properly appreciated.
Well, it would be a lot easier to properly appreciate it if Square Enix would fucking let us play it.
If you could fucking play it somewhere in the year of our Lord 2024.
I mean, yes, you can play it on mobile and Steam. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't count. That's not it.
If we're having this conversation,
that is not what I am looking for.
It's a masterpiece, and it holds up every single time I play it. God, knocking out Donkey Kong Country was one of the harder ones, because that's really, 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 really high on my list of Super Nintendo soundtracks. It's such a good soundtrack.
But it had to go.
I think I can stand behind my decisions up to this point. I think I can do it.
All right. Well, there you have it, folks. May-nia 2024 in the books, cutting down the nets like they do in the college basketballs would be Chrono Trigger. Congratulations to them, to they, and everyone involved.
Well done. Well done. Like the cows in Earthworm Jim 2 say. Well done. Right. Well, I guess with that, we're gonna have to wrap this up. Where are we at? Still over an hour.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is.
Of course it is.
I don't know. You want to go a couple more hours? What
no,
else you got?
I mean,
what else you got to talk about, Chris?
I'm sure I could. I'm sure I could.
That's what she said.
Right now, it's just got to be. It's got to be the end of the day because I'm too tired.
I got to go watch Doctor Who.
You do have to go watch Doctor Who. It was, I wish, yeah.
Yeah, don't say shit. We'll talk about it in 2 weeks.
We'll talk about it. Indeed.
After we've seen the third episode of Doctor Who.
In 2 weeks, because we're in 1 week, your time, who's listening to this, we will be back. And that is our show. Join us next time when... we'll have the immortal John Hancock on the show. There was rescheduling that needed to happen, and I do believe that this time it's going to work out. He agreed that the date should be fine. So, yes, we're going to be talking to the immortal John Hancock about his Atari releases. He recently did a Star Wars ranking that I thought was very interesting. A couple of words with him about that. It's pretty similar to my list, but pretty similar. I'd like to have a chat with him about that. See how
that's all right. This will give me 2 weeks to do research I'm not going to do. I mean, I am going to do
good
totally.
Times.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, of course. Yeah, it's weird when Dan and I take any extra time off because we've done this every week for so long, but every now and then the schedule happens where it's like we'll do something super close together like this, and then we have a bunch of time off. So I suspect it's going to be a very long episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
There will be lots to talk about. I'm sure there'll be more studio closures and other news and whatnot.
It'll be a thing.
But that is our show. Thanks for listening. We're on most social media platforms, and if you want to get in touch with us, we aren't very difficult to find. All it takes is a quick look at our show notes. You'll see links to our social media accounts, as well as all manner of other fun stuff, like a link to our namesake, StoneAgeGamer.com, and more useful links than you can shake a joystick at. If you'd like to get early access to this show's episodes, as well as a bevy of other shows on the Geekade Podcast Network, check out our Patreon. also linked in the show notes. It helps keep this show running week after week, and all our patrons are loved and appreciated. This show's theme song, Squared Roots, was written by Banjo Guy Ali. You can learn all about his wonderful music and more by following the link to his YouTube channel, also in the show notes. And finally, as always, we'd like to thank our intrepid editor, Evan, for making the show listenable for all you folks. I'd like to thank all you folks for listening in the first place. That is it, everybody. On behalf of Dan and myself, keep playing games.